Hi everyone, this is Subhash again. I'm talking to you from Skyrise International Academy. I'm here with a session of IELTS speaking module. This is from Cambridge 7 and this is from the warm-up session there. You can see me on a YouTube channel called IELTS with Subhash, and now I'm giving you a sample answer to this question. You could definitely take a look, and you can also share my video, like my video if you like me doing it. Okay, now this is a very common question, and I have seen many of my students attending this test, and I have some of the corrections that I want to make to the students who are usually taking this one. When you attend this one, I'll give you some sample answers which I think would be suitable for you. It's the warm-up session. I'm doing only the warm-up session right now. This is all about keeping in contact with friends. The first question is, how do you usually contact your friends? So, usual thing is, the one word answer is I make phone calls. So that is definitely one way, but there are also other ways in which people usually keep in contact with friends. If it is something very urgent, I usually make a phone call. Otherwise, I drop a text. I use the social networking media. We also have the SMS services, short messaging services, which is also a very convenient way of communicating with friends, contacting them. So I would say my answer would be, if it is not something very urgent, I would simply drop a text. That would be on one of the social networking media, Facebook, WhatsApp or IMO, which are very commonly used messaging services. Second question, do you prefer to contact different people in different ways? This has to be taken care of with a little attention. Like, that means there are many other ways. There are many ways in which we contact our friends. Now, if I answer this question, I would say, yes, I do contact different people in different ways, because sometimes it's not possible that I can make a phone call to somebody who is maybe on the other side of the world, maybe on the other side of the globe. So I would be able to make an internet call, a video call, or maybe text him or her. So that is one way of contacting people. Or otherwise, it depends on the distance also. Sometimes when my friends are very close by, I can contact them. I can just walk into their homes. I can just pay a visit to them. Or if they are within the international limits, like I can make a subscribers call, which is very cheap these days, which is very economic, I would say. You can use the word economic instead of cheap, because that's a more polished and more academic word. So contacting friends would be like making phone calls. Sometimes when I feel that my friends are not really free, I drop a text if the message is not very important. So it's not always making phone calls, it's also dropping a text, it is also paying a visit to their house. So different options you can use. Otherwise, there are some people who contact their friends only by making phone calls. That's also true, but that's not the case with me. I usually contact my friends in many different ways. It depends on my distance from them. That definitely matters. Now, next question, do you find it easy to keep in contact with friends and family? Definitely. It is very easy nowadays because of the electronic era. I do not at all I spend nearly nothing to make a call to somebody over the internet across the globe, so which is very convenient these days. And making a phone call or dropping a text, making a video call or an internet call is no big deal these days. It's very easy. Last question, in your country, did people contact others in the way you do it today? Not at all. In the past, people communication was very difficult in the past. It was like you have to wait for a response from your friends and family, maybe a week or two, because the only means of communication was through an inland or through a postcard, which would mean that my letter has to reach them. They have to respond to me, so which would take almost a fortnight. But now it's very easy. It's at the push of a button. You can contact anybody, anytime, because if you have a mobile phone with an internet connection, it's not at all difficult, because you can contact anybody. But the traditional methods have always been replaced one day after the other today we have a lot of facilities of contacting people in different ways. So these are some of the sample answers I would say I would give to the examiner if I am asked. IELTS speaking is all about being very natural, look around and speak what you see. That's one of the very common suggestions that I give to my students, because very often students come with prepared answers because they listen to other people respond to some questions, so they imitate them. So if everybody responds to certain questions in the same way, you wouldn't make a difference and you wouldn't really score, because the examiner is looking at such kind of people every day on a regular basis. So it's all about using your common sense, using your logical reasoning abilities. You do not really require any technical knowledge to answer the IELTS questions in a very amicable way. So I would suggest that whenever you attend a speaking session, it is not about how much knowledge you have, it's about how proficient you are in the English language, and also how practical you are able to speak, as well as your academic style of speaking, which means you will always have to replace your general words with academic words, which I suggest that maybe you could take a look at the academic word list. Become familiar with words. Words are very important. Vocabulary is the key to any IELTS session. Let's say you take speaking, writing, even reading has got its own importance when you talk about vocabulary. It's about familiarizing yourself with very common words which are used by people who are in the academic field. Or maybe now when you are going, like if you are taking the IELTS academic test, you are definitely required to speak, not only speak, communicate in an academic way, which means you will always have to replace your general words and general usages and style of speaking, expressions, all in an academic way. Try to find out words which you can substitute with academic words. Maybe go to the internet, find out, study about different topics, and then come up with some words which you definitely need to attend certain topics. So there are some topics, if you do not have the right kind of words, if you do not use a group of words with a particular topic, you don't score, because those are very important. Vocabulary is very important. So what do you do when I'll give you a tip. When you read something, you read the newspaper every day. Vocabulary is very important, that's why I'm telling you this. You would, like if you read a paragraph, there would be, let us say, about 10 words that you do not know. But at the same time, if you understand the concept, if you understand the context of what you're reading, you can guess the meaning of those 10 words. At least 5 words meanings you can guess. So when you do that, you are learning 5 words automatically without your knowledge. You don't pay anything for that. You just have to read it. That's it. So just by reading, so increasing reading habits will definitely increase your word power, and that is very important. And it is not, now you have 5 words in your head, now you got 5 words which you do not know. I would suggest you go check it up, because if those are the words which are very commonly used, and if you do not know, that means you do not have very good command over the language. So you go check it out. What do? You take the Advanced Learners Oxford Dictionary, which I suggest to all my students. I recommend this dictionary to everybody. Now first thing, what do you check? You just go check out the meaning in the dictionary and you are just satisfied with that. But that's not the case. You check a word up in the dictionary. First thing you have to check up is the pronunciation. If you do not really know how to pronounce a particular word, how are you going to use it? You can never use it if you do not know how to speak it out. Then there is no fun in learning a word without knowing the pronunciation. That's one very important thing. Then it is not just enough to find out the meaning of a particular word. You don't learn it. You have to own particular words. When you have to own the word, you have to be familiar with that very well. You should be able to know where to use it. See, if you start speaking and there will be a time when you start hunting for words. That situation should not happen. So if you learn the meaning of a particular word, you know that word, you are familiar with that word, but whenever you read a text or something, you understand, okay, this is the meaning. But if you own a particular word, you will be able to use it in your speech, and that is very important. It is not only important to learn a word, but it's also very important to own a word. You should have it in you. It should be in your normal conversation. It should be in your speech all the time. It should be at the tip of your fingers, and that is what will always make a difference. So with this, I would like to wind up the session today. So, first of all, be very natural, be interactive with the examiner. You should actually enjoy talking to the examiner, like enjoy speaking with the examiner. And then I would say, if you want to take some lessons like this, you can log into my website, which is www.Skyrise International Academy. We have some IELTS lessons packages that you can purchase from there. You'll have to log in, or you can find me on a YouTube channel called IELTS with Subhash. I'll be very regular there. I'll be giving you a lot of lessons on all the 4 modules. You can also subscribe to my channel. Bye bye.